Florence Baker released her foot from the pedal of her sewing machine and looked out the window with longing. Today, her fresh air wander through the apple trees would have to wait. "Florence, why are you staring out the window?" Mercy looked over her shoulder. "My dress is nowhere near done. Can't you sew faster?" Mercy's voice grated on Florence's nerves. She turned away from the half-made dress and glared at Mercy. "Nay, leave me be. Dot always said children shouldn't see things half done." "I'm not a child. I'm 18. Mercy put her hands on her hips. "Numbers don't always tell the story. You act like a child." Florence turned back to her machine. "I don't know why Mom thinks you're mature enough to marry." "I am mature. You're only being mean to me because Mom's in the kitchen and can't hear you." Florence huffed and looked back at Mercy. "If God wants you to marry, the man will appear from wherever he is and find you. He'll bring the two of you together somehow." "He won't have to, because Mom's helping me." A smirk hinted around Mercy's perfect bow-shaped lips. She always had an answer for everything. "I don't like all this deception surrounding this man coming to dinner. I bet he doesn't know people have conspired against him." "The Burgers said their nephew could help with the picking this season, and they would have told him about me, too. I'm sure." Mercy poked out her tongue. "So there." Florence shook her head in complete disgust and knew this nonsense wouldn't be happening if their father were alive. You expect to fall in love and live happily ever after and never have any problems because your love will be sufficient? Is that right? "Yeah," Mercy laughed. "You'll see. I'll be happy and have 3 puppies before you even think about getting married. Oh, wait, you'll still be here at home with Mom, doing the same old thing." Someone has to keep everything running. Florence turned back to her machine and put her foot down, hoping the hum would put a stop to Mercy's talking or drown out her whining. Florence wasn't sure how it had all come about that Ada Berger was convinced her sister's son was the perfect man for Mercy. All she knew was that Mom and Ada had gotten their heads together, and now Mercy believed Ada's nephew was her husband-to-be. Mercy had moved right next to her, and when Florence caught sight of her out of the corner of her eye, she jumped. Her sister looked annoyed. "What?" asked Florence, thoroughly exasperated. "I'm going to marry Stephen Wilkes, and I don't care what you say." "You can't say that for certain. What if you don't like him when you meet him?" "I'm still going to marry him, just to get away from here." She lowered her head and moved closer to Florence. "And to get away from you." Florence gasped, more than a little hurt by the comment. "Why would you say that? Haven't I looked after you well enough? I've done the best I could to make you and your sisters happy." "That was my job as the eldest, but I've never been able to be the eldest because of you." Mercy planted her fists on her hips. "I want to be in charge of something, and when I'm married, I'll be boss of my own house." She stomped away. Since nobody was around, Florence allowed her tears to flow. Nothing had been the same since her father had died. Her stepmother was good to her, kind and loving, but still there was a gaping hole in her heart. Mercy wasn't grateful for all Florence had given up for the family. She could have gone to the young people's events looking for a husband. Instead, she'd worked hard in the orchard while delaying any plans of having a family of her own. Mom came hurrying out of the kitchen with a dust rag in her hands. "Were you two squabbling?" "Not really." Florence wiped her eyes and moved the fabric slightly so it would sit tighter under the needle. "You're upset." "I'm okay." Florence didn't want to bother her stepmother with anything that would worry her, so she did what she always did when she was upset. She kept working. When Mom was dusting the mantel over the fireplace, Mercy came back into the room. "My dress should be finished by now, Mom. I want it perfect for tomorrow night, and she's not finished it." "If Florence says it'll be done, then it'll be done," Mom said.